Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass, and thank you for watching today's weather outlook for the southern region, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, one thing it has most certainly been across much of the South, especially the Southeast and the Tennessee Valley, it has been extremely wet. And we've been talking about this for some time. I just want to give you some updated totals here. When you look over the last 14 days, look in this region right in through here. We've had widespread 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, and when you get right in here to Tennessee, northern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, this region right in through here, we've had over 8 inches of rain. Now, interestingly enough, along the periphery of that heaviest rainfall, so I'm thinking about coastal Carolinas, getting down into southern Georgia, all the way back over to the panhandle of Florida, and then sneaking back into Texas, things have been relatively dry. Now, that will be changing. We've been talking about a lot this week with this weekend's storm system coming through, but this has certainly been a major flooding event for the Tennessee Valley, and this is not going away anytime soon, unfortunately, but we're going to talk about that a lot in this video. Now, when we look at the U.S. Drought Monitor, this was just an update that was released on the last day of February here. Look at this. We've actually started to see the first stage of drought developing here in parts of South Carolina. And then if you come all the way down to the coast here, look, same thing down in far southern Louisiana. But look at this over here in Texas. We've seen emerge over the last few weeks here the first 2 stages of drought in parts of western, and then really in the western half of Texas. So this is going to have to be watched very carefully over the coming weeks and months because while this region didn't spend time really during the winter months in drought, it's certainly looking like as we transition to spring, things are a little drier there. And you will be seeing over the coming, weeks here, much of the focus of the heavy precipitation is going to be to the east of Texas. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up and kind of show you what was going on with our current drought monitor picture. Okay, the main player right now is going to be this. The flow of the jet stream is still split. Now look at this. We have a piece that goes way up here into Canada. We have a piece that tucks around this little coastal low that'll eventually hit California, and then the subtropical jet down here. Now, the subtropical jet is going to be the one that's going to be quite interesting because it is got a little shortwave right in through there that will be coming through this week and initiating a low pressure system. But I want you to see this split flow we see out west. That is changing what we're talking about at the end of this video, and that's significant for the southeast. So let's kind of take a look at our high-resolution NAM model getting us through part of the weekend here as this next system really gets going by early Sunday morning. Now, for the most part, as I click play here, we're going to see widespread showers and thunderstorms across the whole of the southeast. But as we push this forward, take a look at what's going on here. This is getting you through the day on Friday into Saturday. There it is. There's Saturday getting into early Sunday morning. That's our next big system to watch here. Now, if we step this back and watch it again, to start off the day on Friday, widespread showers and some thunderstorms here in the southeast, but things clear out after that. Look, so this is getting through Friday evening. A little bit of scattered showers and thunderstorms there, but then the bigger event comes in right in through here. Now, what we're talking about is we have a large area of higher atmospheric pressure that's building down like this. We have a low pressure system that's coming off of that basically subtropical jet, and it's going to initiate and go right through the states of Oklahoma, Texas first and spread widespread showers and thunderstorms out ahead of this. I am concerned as we get through the day on Sunday for severe weather in this area, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that, and that will move to the east with time. But with so much cold air tucking underneath this system, Oklahoma, we've already had a week where we've seen some freezing drizzle and some icy precipitation. Well, it looks like we got that coming again for early Sunday morning. So if you're heading out early to go to church on Sunday morning, you can take a look here and see that we may have a mix of freezing rain and some snow there across the state. It looks as though the main snow line will stay north of Arkansas, north of Tennessee with this next system. But let me just kind of show you what the total accumulated precip looks like through early Sunday morning. So again, a lot of hit or miss showers and storms. You can see the trajectory of them kind of like this all the way from eastern Texas through the Carolinas and Virginia. So this is going to be our first big push at precip. The second one's coming Sunday afternoon. We're going to talk about that in a second. What we can see here is through early Sunday morning, it looks like our rain snow line is going to be tucked in right in through here. So again, northern part of Oklahoma, northern panhandle of Texas, we might be getting some snow showers early in the morning on Sunday to talk about. Okay, let's get beyond early Sunday morning where our short range model run ends and get on out to what our European model can pick up on. So let's start this off again. Remember, beginning this throughout the day on Friday, widespread showers spreading from parts of Alabama all the way up to Virginia. There is some concern just up here in the overnight hours. This is kind of the northern edge of our southern region forecast, but over the overnight hours, we could be getting enough cold air sneaking around the back side of this low. Now, we might be in parts of Virginia and the Appalachian Mountains seeing a mix of sleet and freezing rain. Okay, after that, getting into the day on Saturday, some scattered showers, like we talked about from Texas all along the Gulf Coast, but here comes that next system. So now I've got you to 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. Now watch the system spread east throughout the day on Sunday. So there's that heavy rain risk, the potential for some strong storms. One thing this storm system has is strong winds. Now, we have this big area of higher pressure pushing in like this. Look at the spacing of the isobars back here. See how tightly packed they are together? That indicates these really, really strong winds that are coming in behind this. So get ready, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas. I mean, it's coming. These winds are going to be brutal Sunday afternoon. The light snow, stays to the north. So we're talking about Missouri, Southern Illinois, Kentucky, but I am watching out Sunday evening. Look at the strong thunderstorms that could be pushing through this region by the time we get into the early evening and overnight hours on Sunday. Behind it, higher atmospheric pressure dominates. So look at this coming in Monday morning, and with that higher pressure, some brutally cold air we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So that's kind of our short range outlook. Now I want to show you, let's take this out to next Wednesday. Look at that. California's got another big coastal low, and that's important because the subtropical jet looks like that by, let's call this March 10th. Look at this. Here's 8th, 9th, 10th. We're keeping an eye on another big system. Now, this is really far out in the forecast, okay? So don't look at this and go, Snodgrass said it's going to hit there on next Saturday night. I'm just saying I'm watching it because it's been in the last 4 model runs that we've been producing another system in the same area, and it makes sense meteorologically given what the subtropical jet stream is doing. I'll show you that in a second. Putting it all together, what's our total accumulated rainfall through the next week? Well, we can clearly see western Texas misses out on this. So this is that region that's been dry. We're not picking up on much. We do see widespread, inch to an inch and a half. Some locations maybe picking up where the heavier storms kind of train over one another. Maybe picking up a few more inches, maybe 2+ inches. But overall, we do see the shift in the heavier rainfall moving south out of where we have been flooding, which has been in this area. Still, northern Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, that area, even getting back into Arkansas, picking up a lot more rain over the next week or so. Now, I told you that snow. I just want to show you the main snow line does stay to the north of much of the southern region here. But again, northern Oklahoma, be on the lookout for that as we start off, as we get into Sunday morning. Okay, let's talk temperatures now. This is what February gave us. Much of the cold air tucked away up in Montana, seeping into parts of the Corn Belt, while much of the South has had a warm February. Well, we are about to unleash this cold toward the south, and we better take a look at exactly what it's going to look like. So I'm going to play for you temperature anomalies first, but we're going to see in a minute how far south that freezing line goes. So as we play this forward, here we go. There it is. This is now Sunday. I told you high pressure coming in, much colder air. Watch south. You ready? Here comes that cold push Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Brutally cold air. Now, things will moderate once we get into middle of end of next week. Start to see the warmer temperatures rebounding here. And again, this flow pattern you see where the cold is back here and the warm's pushing up out of the south, that tells me again that we could be watching around the 9th or 10th a low pressure system forming here, but that's pretty far out in the forecast. As I stretch this all the way out to mid-month, we got a few good things in our favor here. A big breakdown in the flow of the atmosphere in the Pacific Ocean. The Mount-Julian Oscillation is favoring this, and overall it looks as though we're going to go back by mid-month to the eastern half of the country for the most part, picking back up on near average to warmer than average conditions here. So this is certainly making the groundhog look like he got this one right, but don't forget we got this cold air outbreak coming this weekend. Okay. I want to see how far south the freezing line goes. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at the probability for each day over the next 10 days of having a temperature, a minimum temperature below freezing. So wherever you see the colors, we're looking at the probability. As we play this forward, it's going to play pretty fast there. So let me step it back for you. Look at this. This is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You can see that by Tuesday, we've got our sub-freezing temperature line getting all the way down to most of Texas, half of Louisiana, and even getting almost all the way to Georgia. I'm sorry, all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. But look at Wednesday. Wednesday's the biggest cold push. We'll be bringing possibly 0-degree temperatures almost to the coast. So we can see the probability of that happening. While it's in the 30 to 50% range, you just get a little bit inland from the coast, and we have got our temperatures below freezing. So this is a major change in temperature for this region, which has been warm throughout much of the month of February. Now, to stretch this on out, you'll see the warmth return. Look at this. See it retreating? See those colder air retreating? Yeah, I couldn't be happy about this. I live up here in Illinois. I'm happy to see mid-month to not be having these cold overnight low temperatures, which we've been seeing. All right, to finish out this video, I want to show you two last things. This is an important change that's happening in the Pacific Ocean. We have been seeing the Pacific Ocean going into this split flow pattern, and this is what that split has looked like. Large ridge, highly amplified ridge over Alaska. We've had a branch of the subtropical jet stream do this, okay? And this is that split flow that you got here. Well, we're about to get what we call in atmospheric sciences a wave break. In other words, this is going to kind of get pinched off of the flow, and that's going to change everything for our flow pattern as we move into the middle of the month. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know this is a complicated map, but as I get you all the way out to this weekend, we're going to watch. Just keep your eye on Alaska. Let's just do that. Do you start to see troughs moving into Alaska? If that happens, as the flow breaks down like this is now March 13th, 14th, 15th. This is substantial because what this means is the jet streams more than likely will become more zonal, something like this. Possibly the subtropical branch of the jet stream dips into a trough here and then lifts into a ridge over the east. That's the return of the southeastern ridge and the warmth. But I'll tell you something, with a trough right here in the flow of the atmosphere pushing throughout much of the second, even third week of the month, it's going to be a very active pattern. Let me switch colors. A very active storm track pattern for this side of the United States. But this is a substantial change in the overall flow. This will change everything that we've seen so far from the month of February. So March is going to be completely different from February, although March is going to start off brutally cold. Now, my last map is this one. You see, this is showing you next week. This is the week 2 forecast, looking at the ensemble forecast from the GFS, which I think has got a good handle on this. Look at the change. We're looking at wetter than average and drier than average conditions. See this? That is a telltale sign that the Pacific is broke down, and we're going to be strengthening that subtropical jet. So this is just looking at week 2 precipitation anomalies. We can see things are staying wet here. Now, that's not what we want to see given how wet things have been, but if we can get some of that moisture down toward the Gulf Coast, that is beneficial, but over the Tennessee Valley, too much. So I wanted to kind of keep you aware of these bigger changes, and of course we'll give you a brand new update of this coming out early Monday morning with our whole U.S. outlook, but then multiple regional forecasts next week. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this forecast video. We at Nutrien Ag Solutions hope you look forward to our next Southern Region forecast coming out soon. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.